January 2011 Move to Kiki Nagla expanding Belvan. How Bhagat Patel achieved perfection. Care for cows in Vrindavana. CFC trustees Kurmarupa Dasa Hansarupa Dasa Vraja Mohan Dasa Hayavalabha Dasa Amit Dhulani Rakesh Rahira patrons Mahanihai Swami Maharaja Radha Jivan Dasa. CFC staff Kesi Nisudana Dasa Braja Gopal Dasa, Switzerland, Puri Maharaja Radha Patti Dasa Laxmi Rupa Dasi, Denmark, Siam Hari, Vijay, Ravi, Sukumar, Santosh, Tej Prakash, Ajit editor. Kurmarupa Dasa care for cows in Vrindavana is inspired by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada founder Acharya International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Dear friends, meat is not born of grass, wood, or rock, it arises from killing a living being. Thus, there is fault. The beloved, sincere, truthful gods have in hand oblations, sacrificial offerings, and nectar. By contrast, consider the tortuous, unrighteous ways of flesh-eaters. O king, in not eating meat one goes without fear in moonlight or in the dreadful, dangerous darkness or in the twilight approach of night or at the crossroads or in the assemblies of people. If there were no meat-eaters, there would be no killers. A meat-eating man is a killer indeed, causing death for the purpose of food. If meat were considered not to be food, there would be no violence. Violence is done to animals for the sake of the meat-eater only. Because the life of violent ones is shortened, one who wishes long life for himself should refuse meat, O splendid one. Those fierce ones who do violence to life are not able to go for protection, when they need it. They are to be feared by beings as beasts of prey. Anashashana Parvan Chap. 116 Mahabharata 26-32 1 Jayasri Guru. Jayasri Gopala. Jayasri Gomata. CA-ReForCows.org. Care for Cows in Vrindavan is a charitable trust registered in India, USA, and Switzerland. The CFC staff moved to, as mentioned in our last issue, Rupa Raghunath of Vrindavan Food for Life offered to host our milking herd, numbering 22 cows and as many calves, in their Kiki Nagla complex, which includes a school, hospital, paper recycling unit and organic vegetable gardens. The modifications of the 1-acre area were kindly donated by Jayant and Alka Mishra, UK, in loving memory of their mother Ruxmani Ben Mishra. As cows do not like change, it was an ordeal to get them to move here. After a lot of confusion and bellowing they all settled into their new home, which is better than the last one and is only 2 Kiki Nagla cow sheds sponsored by Jayant and Alka Mishra in loving memory of their mother Ruxmani Ben Mishra kilometers further down the Sundrak Road. After the trauma of moving, which lasted 3 hours, we let the cows and calves spend the whole afternoon together and it turned out to be like a milk drinking contest. The barnyard became full of auspicious omens as the calves nursed from their respective mothers. The milk of these cows nourishes the deities of the Sri Sri Krishna Balaram Mandir and 150 infants in the nursery of the Sandipani Muni School. But to celebrate the successful move, the calves got to indulge to their full satisfaction. Padmini and her calf Vanamali and Vilasani above, Karuna, below, Padmanandini above, Rani, below, Gambhira above, Priya, below, Chitra Padmini has the honor of nursing Teo calves at once. When the calves nurse enthusiastically, the action churns the milk and it becomes foamy, much like whipped cream. Calves whose mouths are decorated with this foam are immediately licked clean by other calves anxious to get the foam. The Mahabharata describes the history of Upamanu, who would pasture the cows of his teacher and never got to take his meal with the other students. When asked how he remained so stout, he replied that he took the milk foam on the calves' mouths. After nursing her bull calf, Mohini sits to rest while her calf insistently nudges her in the attempt to get her to stand so he can drink more milk. Expanding in preparation of moving more cows to Belvan, we have built a brick wall enclosing a 2-acre area, expanding the barnyard considerably. Within the next 2 weeks, we plan to move about 80 more cows here and are also considering developing another 3 acres nearby. Belvan has only one road and very few cars come here. The atmosphere is rural and the Yamuna River is only 300 to 500 meters from the Goshala, yet it has never flooded. The new wall will offer greater security and assure that the residents do not sneak out into the farmers' fields while they are planted. In the next phase we will develop a feeding area within this compound for the calves and weaker residents so they do not have to compete so much to feed. We will also make feeders and another water tank for the invalid residents. Belvin. These 5 sets of photos show how several of our bulls have changed during their 4 years of living in Belvin. Top left set is Daji, left middle set is his younger brother Chandrasekhar, lower left set is Govardhana Puja, above is Sravan, and below is Dvarka. Life at Belvin is simple and the residents get to graze in the vacant agricultural fields for 4 months each year. The clean air, no noise, and natural ambience created by hundreds of birds and peacocks makes for a healthy environment for them. I think the Belvin herd is care for cows happiest. How Bhagat Patel achieved perfection from a lecture by Sri Rajendra Das Ji Maharaj published in Kalyan magazine, Gita Press, Gorakhpur. Translated by Satyadeva Singh, Bhagat Patel was a simple, humble, truthful, and illiterate Gaumata Savak who lived in Jatapura on Govardhana Hill. Sri Vidalnathji Maharaj, son of Mahaprabhu Valbhacharya, gave him Diksha and awarded him the position of serving cows in the Goshala of Srinathji. During one rainy season there was continuous downpouring for several days and nights. It was very difficult for Bhagat as he couldn't take the cows out for grazing in the forest. They had to stay in the Goshala and consequently it became filled with their dung and urine. But never mind, Bhagat Patel spent those days cleaning up after the cows. At that time Srinathji was staying in his temple on Govardhana Hill in Jatapura and all the servants there were fortunate to daily honor his prasadam. Bhagat was told by Gosaiji Maharaj that he should take his prasadam in the temple. Bhagat's fellow cowherdmen would go to the temple right after completing their duties while Bhagat stayed behind taking special care of the cows. Often, when he arrived late for his meal, nothing would be left and he would return to the cowshed hungry. But never mind, Bhagat Patel reasoned that if the cows were happy with him, then so must be Srinathji, the protector of the cows. One day after returning to the cowshed hungry, Thakur Srinathji himself appeared there with his sayan bhog, delicious foodstuffs, and personally offered them to Bhagat Patel. It became the daily duty of Srinathji to bring his remnants to his loving servant and Bhagat honored them lovingly. One day, after serving his remnants to Bhagat Patel, Thakurji left his pots in the Goshala. The pujaris were alarmed that some of the golden pots of Thakurji were missing and began to search them out. Finally they were discovered in the Goshala, near Bhagat Patel's place. Gosai Sri Vidalnathji Maharaj requested Bhagat to explain what had happened and he was told how Srinathji had been personally bringing his remnants to Bhagat Patel since he was often too late for taking his meal with the others. Gosai Sri Vidalnathji Maharaj smiled and said he would arrange for one of the cowherd men to bring Bhagat's meals so Thakurji would not be inconvenienced. The next day Srinathji told Bhagat Patel to accompany him while he took the cows out to pasture. Bhagat happily agreed and followed him daily to the forest to graze the cows. Before returning from the forest Srinathji would make sure Bhagat Patel ate some of the delicious food sent by Mother Yashoda. So upon his return he was not hungry and did not honor the foodstuffs brought from the temple. It was reported to Sri Vidalnathji Maharaj that Bhagat Patel was not touching the food being sent from the temple. Gosai Sri Vidalnathji Maharaj called Bhagat Patel and asked him why he was not honoring the prasadam brought to him from the temple. Bhagat replied that Srinathji had invited him to accompany him to the forest to graze the cows and since many gopis bring an abundant variety of delicious foodstuffs for Srinathji, he and the others cowherds get more than their share of the Lord's remnants. So when Bhagat Patel returns from cow herding each day, he feels no hunger and thus does not honor the prasadam brought from the temple. Sri Vidalnathji Maharaj was astonished and raptured by how Srinathji had become so happy to bless Bhagat Patel. By diligently executing his humble service to the cows Bhagat Patel achieved the great fortune of witnessing and participating in the cow herding pastimes of the Supreme Lord Srinathji. New calves above is featured the second calf of Priya who was born at 1 a.m. on one of the coldest nights this winter. He is healthy and happy living in Kiki Nagla. Priya Ranjanai gave birth to her second calf who is featured above. Except for her reddish cap she is pure white and petite. Her teeth are not fully developed, which is a sign that she is premature yet healthy and alert. Below, Ranjanai Amit Goswami Anna Palajakyuka Bhakta Vidyasagar Bhavish Patel Carl and Stella Herzig Catherine Duncan Chandrika Pasupati Charles Power Christian Kastner Devasakti Dasi Danil Kolobib Derek Carol Devender Kumar Dhruva Maharaja Dasa Dina Sarana Dasad Mitrajes Germanovs Doyle Govinda Dasa Elena Nikiforov Darn Gapri Yadasi Gottfried Rainer Giadu Hardware.net Ham Savatara Dasa Hans Avatar and Yogamaya Irina Lukyanenko Jagannath Dasa Jennifer Olsen Johan Wallander Kantilal Shivlal Kitri. Waterman Krishna Priya Dasi Krisnadas Lenki Chan Lilia Murashiva Lilia Tonava Madhava Priya Dasi Mandala White Mandira Mani and Sri Govinda Maria Larina Mark Limaya Priya Long Michael Meshuris Nalini Gagar Nayan Rupar Elia Padma Inc. Pavel Sharashov May cows stay in front of me, may cows stay behind me, may cows stay on both sides of me. May I always reside in the midst of cows. Hari Bhaktavila 16.252 The cows send their heartfelt thanks to those who assisted during December 2010. Thank you from the cows Podolianu Irina Pratapana and Jayasri Radhapati Dasa Radhanandini Dasi Rahul Sharma Raza Mandala Dasi Ravi Gopal Rohini Sudha Dasa Rose Bako Sergi Vasiliev Shanti Green Samruddha Sawardekar Srada Rajkumar Swada Ajanovic Sunivak Yelstrom Tomaz Zelanik Tracy Molina Venkata Venkateswaran Vijay Sharma Vikas Shah Vivek Sharma Vyasapada Dasa Yajanavakaya Dasa